Hey there, and welcome back to day 2 of our Essential SQL challenge. And today we're going to work with uh, ordering data and selecting the top results. So once you've gotten results from your query, probably one of the first things you're going to want to do is order the data to make some sense out of it. And the good news is that SQL has you covered. The command that you'll use, or what we call the clause, is the order by clause. And to use this, you place it after the from, and then you can specify which columns you would like to sort. And the interesting thing is you can sort by any column in the table. So if you see in this abstract example I gave, I have column 4 here, but it's not one of the ones that we selected. So you can order by any column that's in the table, even those that you haven't selected. So let's look at an example here that we have of some people and what we're doing to sort them. So we have the first and last, last and first name of some people, and we're ordering by last name. So when I run that query, it'll come back with everybody sorted by last name. Now, what I also can do is put a comma here and then also sort by first name, right? And then run the query. And now it would also sort by first name. But I also could do age. Just add age on here. I think age is in the database. If not, oh, it's not. Middle name. All right, and it'll sort by middle name. So if I wanted to, I could actually flip these around even. There's nothing saying they have to be in any particular order, so we can run them however we wish. So here the sorting by middle name, and of course all the blanks are showing up first, which is going to take us to the next piece. What happens if I want to kind of flip it and see the middle names that are like starting with Z and the others, the ones that are at the end of the list that have values? Well, there's a way to do that. I can use what's called the descending keyword, and what this will do is sort everything like in Z to A order. So everything's going to be in descending or going in the next value will be less than the prior value. It's descending. It's like going down staircases. You're descending down the staircase. You're getting lower in value, as opposed to the default or the automatic way of sorting, which is ascending, which is going up the staircase, which is going from A to Z. And we've seen that already where we go from A to Z. So what you may want to try in the challenge is to do a sort to see how you could sort last name and first name in descending order. And you can just write it here. What I'm going to do is just to show you up here with the middle name how we can just tack it in. And then that way we can see these middle names show up on our query. And then look, I just do middle descending, and all of a sudden now we're seeing the middle names of X and William and W start popping in. So that just goes to show you that you can kind of flip the sort in a sense. So far we've learned that you can sort by columns, multiple columns, and then you can, within the columns, either sort from A to Z or Z to A. And each column can have descending and ascending mixed. Okay. So another cool thing you can do with the sort is sort by an expression. So an interesting thing might be is you have a database table that has like the unit price and the order quantity, but there's really no column for total price. So you multiply it to make it. So you say unit price times order quantity to make the total price. And then you give it an alias and you call it total price. So the trick is can I sort by that? And you certainly can, and there's actually 2 ways to do this. The old school way would be is you would repeat the expression. So you would say order by, and then you would have to kind of repeat the math again. All right, so that works, but the trick there is that if you ever had to change your math, now you got to remember to change it in 2 places, right? Where the column is and where the sort is. So cooler yet is you can take the total price and actually just put it down here and say order by total price. But here you can see where we are sorting. And what you could do here now is I could say order by, let's say, total price. And then this will sort by total price. Now, have you, can you think about how, if I wanted to see the larger prices first, how I could do that? Would I change my math equation to make that happen? Is there another way I would do it? Well, if you're thinking that I could change the sort order, you're spot on. I can add descending like we just learned, and then I can run the query. And what you'll see now is the total prices flipped, right? So now I have large total prices up in the front. So that's a clever little way of working with sort. Again, if you'd like to learn more about sort or even other ways to manipulate your functions, go out and read about how to sort query results. Another good one is checking out how to change column names. Like if you want to make everything uppercase, I got a great article on how to do that. What I'm going to do now is show you how to go in and work with top results, because this is actually really cool and it works hand in hand with the sort. So where top really comes into play is when you want to just see the maybe beginning portion of a result set. I use it a lot when I'm exploring the data. If I want to just look at a table and see what type of data is in it, I may do a select top 10 star from person, and then that literally shows me every column for the first 10 rows, and then I can kind of play with the data and see what's going on. But you can also get some really good meaning out of the data by using top 10 to maybe see who are the first people in your table by ordering, right? So if I order a list by last name, like we're doing here, and then pick the top 10, what this really is going to do is give me the first 10 people, so basically the first 10 people ordered by last name, okay? And the cool thing is I can change top 10 to top 20 or top 30. It'll give me that amount of rows accordingly. So let's change this to 15 and see what happens. I'll run the query, and it says 15 rows returned, and here's the top 10, and then I think there should be 5 on this page. Yep, and there is. So you can also use the top command to find the bottom results, and it's kind of tricky because what you're really doing is you're going to flip the sort and then use the top command. So if you look here, we're going to sort by person in descending order. So so now instead of being A through Z, it's going to be Z through A. So I got all the bottom folks at the top of my list, and now when I do a top 10, I'm basically taking those folks first. So let's run this query and see what that looks like. And you notice how now I got all the folks that have Z in their name at the top of my result. So that's actually the bottom of the row. So that's pretty clever. Another thing you can do with top is use it for percentages. So if you wanted to find the number of employees that had remaining vacation, what's the top 5% of employees, things like that, you can do percent. So I'll let you work on this on your own, and really I think you'll find that top is a very handy command. It's good for data exploration as well as just a quick way of going in and just getting a quick analysis of some data. So if you do want to know more about the top clause, you can go to a couple of the articles I have recommended here and dig a little deeper. So that is the end of the day 2 challenge. So just see where we have come. So now we are able to select information from a table, pick the columns from a table, and then choose how we want to sort that information, and then better yet, restrict the number of rows coming back, so it might be just like the top 10 or top 25% of a row, or a table. So that's pretty awesome. So we're really coming along far now, and I would pat yourself on the back, because if you have kept up this far, you're at a point where you are really starting to understand the fundamentals of how databases work and how you query the information and get results back. So if you have to, study up, and I will see you tomorrow in the next lesson for the challenge. Take care.